What's up, everybody? I know what it is. It's Tales from the Jails. We're here live in Partners USA. TNS Media Group is the team and the family. I got my counterpart here with me, Mr. Brahim Jackson. And we got a special guest, another guest. You know how we do Tales from the Jails. We bring guests up here with real life stories, real life events to kind of to deter individuals from going to prison. Let everybody know that prison is a real thing. Tell them who you are, bro.
They call me, a lot of people know me KUTT Kruger from the music side.
Okay. And what part of the city you from, KUTT?
I'm down north, Park Ave, Allegheny, right behind Broad.
Okay. And like I said, our podcast is designed to, give real life stories so you can speak about what you want to speak about, leave out what you want to leave out. But, it's a live audience that's watching. It's people that's going to be, tuning in to kind of hear your story. So we'd like to start with the way you was brought up and, things of that nature. Describe for us, if you could, your household or, your upbringing starting out as a youth.
Mainly, this is the typical. Grandma raised me to about, I was like in 6th grade, and I went with my mom. My pop was booked. Most of my life, like.
Okay.
And it's ironic because the same jail I end up doing life at, that's where I used to visit my pop at.
Wow.
So it was like that joint was just that joint was just crazy to me. Like how that unfolded.
So you was going there at what age? You was going to that prison?
Yeah, I was going there like 9, 10, up to about early teens, up to about probably 12.
Okay.
Yeah, up to like early preteen, like about 12ish.
Okay. And you spoke about your grandparents having you at such a young age. How did that happen?
That man, I guess my pop was booked, and my mom, I guess she just needed to get, from my understanding, she needed to get whatever she needed to get, under her feet and get herself together. To be able to take care of me.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because I'm her only child.
Okay.
So it was like, from my understanding, that's what the arrangement was, and it was supposed to have been just temporary, but it ended up for years. So I guess when she was ready,
And what time was that? How old was you when your mom when you got back living with your mom?
Yeah, I was about I know I had started 6th grade, so I was about like 12. Yeah, about like 12 when I went to move.
Okay, and now for you, like we understand that, and coming up, with your mom alone with no man in the house. Your dad was serving what, life sentence?
No. He did like a dime.
Okay,
My pop did like a dime, maybe more, maybe a little more over. But he did like a dime. But even before then, before he got booked, I probably got a couple memories of my pop.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like he was doing him,
ripping and running.
Yeah, ripping and running. I don't fault him for it.
So, we understand that, a lot of times, being raised in a single parent household with just your mom, it's a lot of difficulties with that, because after a certain age, for some reason, us boys, us young men, we tend to stop listening to mom. Yeah. And we head out to the streets a lot of the time when there's no man standing in the doorway to kind of stop us from going out there. Sometimes we still make it out the door anyway, but living with your mom, at what age do you find yourself kind of like, dipping into the streets and, running around?
I ain't gonna lie, I came out the porch like 12. I came out the porch a buck, like I ain't gonna lie, like, and in hindsight, like I like when I went with my mom, I already was, I started in the rear, because I felt the way about me not being with her when I wanted to when I was younger. So it was like, I ain't disrespected nothing, but it was like, it was already a chip there. You see what I'm saying? But I never, I never disrespected or whatever. And I never fought her because I didn't know. That wasn't never a conversation about why she couldn't have me or why she needed to do whatever. Like whatever, it never was a conversation. She ain't volunteer, I ain't asked. It was just like once I got with her, and then it's like she was working 2 jobs. So it was like really, it was just me by myself anyway. But by the time I got with her, I really was, I really was prepped to be a loner. Like I already knew how to wash my own clothes, iron my own clothes, clean, and do everything by myself that I needed to do. To maintain as an individual. So it was like I already was prepped to be alone.
And I just want to say something too, something that y'all might hear a little bit of noise in the background. But I'm gonna tell you something, like, and this kind of motivated me because I got a little son. KUTT came to interview today with his son.
Yeah, for sure.
An 11-month-old son is here in the studio.
I don't see why you ain't bring him up here where you could keep a better look on him.
Yeah, that's because he was chilling. See, he get active.
Yeah.
So when he could chill, I let him chill. Because once he starts, see, he doing that.
Yeah.
That's what that's when he ready to start revving up. But he chill. He a good young boy.
Yeah. So, like, I just want to commend you on that because a lot of times, us as men, we can sometimes forget that we have children.
Yeah.
We get so caught up in our problems and our issues in our business life and running around doing what we got to do that we forget that we have kids.
Oh, right.
And I wanted to commend you, man, for having your son with you and bringing your son up here with you. And he texted me, he's like, can I bring my son? I said, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I was going to drop him off, but I ain't want to be late.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I ain't want to be late, but
even more so, right, not to cut you off, but even more so, you a man coming home from doing time in prison, man.
Yeah.
And for you to conduct yourself as a father and still chase that role, I commend you on for that too, because that's real hard. You gotta not only worry about getting you intact, but a whole brand new being.
Yeah.
And it's a little boy.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be, I think that's more detrimental for a man anyway to raise.
Yeah.
And you doing that after you're released from incarceration.
Yeah, my lack of having minds motivate me with minds. Like, that be my whole thing. Like what I had to figure out all on my own, like, and by experience, like I'm his tool. You know what I mean? I'd rather be his tool. Even with my daughters, I got 2 daughters. They grown though.
Yeah,
I got 2 daughters,
how old is
22.
your daughters?
My youngest daughter just turned 22 on the 28th. My oldest daughter 24. But even when I was booked, I always was present, even though I couldn't be present in the physical. Like I'm present, like whatever moral principles and all that. Like I'm there for my kids, no matter what.
That's what's
because
up.
I would hate for anybody to just misguide or lead minds astray, or you know what I mean? And then they run around teaching their kids if they have them or moving around. That's like, damn, like what's up with your pop? Like, why he ain't teach you? But that's how I was brought up. It's like whatever we do is held on who raised me.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, it's a reflection of them.
Let's rewind a little bit. You said you came out the steps, man, early, 12 years old.
Yeah.
How old was you when you caught your first case?
My first case, I was 14. Or my first case, I was 14.
And what kind of case was that?
It was a gun case. Gun case, yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, at 14, because we see a lot of kids, man, riding around with guns. The guns be $1,500, $2,000 guns. How did you even get your hands on a gun? Like, I know how I got my hands on a gun at that young, but how did you get your hands on a gun at 14 years old?
Right from the street, same corner I was hustling on. Everything come through there. I got a car from smokers, guns from smokers. I got everything.
For sure, for sure. So you caught a gun case, and that was your first case. Now what happened with that gun case?
At 14?
Yeah, 14. Yeah. And,
well, how did you get caught? What happened?
I got caught. I had bought a car from a smoker. It was a Chevy Nova. Bought a car from a smoker.
Chevy Nova, yeah.
Whole time the joint stolen. I was a young one. I ain't know. I'm out. I get pulled over. The joint in the trunk. We get pulled over. I get pulled over with my young boy. And that's how I got booked when I first joined. And
you ain't get out of run. You ain't try to break or nothing. Because you ain't know it was stolen.
I was on a block. So okay. it was like one of them joints. You know how I like that the cop, they might be coming from the top of the block or sitting and I ain't know it was an undercover joint. Caprice, you know the Caprice. They sliding down the joint slow. So I'm getting in the car, but I'm baby face now, but when I was a buck, I'm super baby face. So they looking like, what is you doing? Like, what is you doing getting in the car? Like, I think I tipped on myself by getting in the car. And they looking like, yo, I'm like, no. And I tried to mash and they cut me off. I tried jumping the wheel, they cut me off.
Lock you up, 14 years old.
Yeah, man. If you want, you can grab him, man. Bring him up on the set, man. We'll take a quick break while he grab his young boy, man. Take a quick little commercial break. We right back, y'all.
First of all, I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in to Tales from the Jails. Now listen, we need everybody to do something for us. If you really like what you see on Tales from the Jails, you're really interested in what you see on Tales from the Jails, we need you to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member. Subscribe as well, but also become a member. That way you can get updates.
My son,
As we continue to bring you these amazing episodes. So we want everyone to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member.
As y'all heard him, go to YouTube.
yeah, we back, y'all. So you see, he had to grab his son, man. Got a little handsome young. What's your son's name, man?
Zubair.
Zubair.
Yeah, Zubair.
Alhamdulillah. So, that's your first case. You ended up catching that case. Did you do any juvenile biz after that?
Yeah. First, I kept catching gun cases back to back to back. Like that was my main joint, gun and drug cases.
Mm.
Gun and drug case. I kept catching them joints back to back to back, and I ended up, it was just the whole in CBD, Youth Study Center. Then not Braxton, the other juvenile joint, Holden joint.
1801 Vine.
No. Yeah, I was in the Youth Study Center, but the one out West Chester.
I probably gotta hear the name.
Yeah,
Really
the name on the
remember.
tip of my tongue, it'll come to me. But and then I end up going to a juvenile joint all the way out Summit Academy. They end up sending me out Summit.
How much time we did all together as a juvenile?
All together, I'm gonna say probably like 2.5.
So now, no longer a juvenile. You caught all these gun cases as a juvenile. What was your mom saying to you at that time? Like, how was your family saying when you catching all these cases? What was their reaction?
She tried like, she tried it when I was caught, around the time I caught, like when she first found out I was in the streets like that. And she tried to, but I was
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time she found out, I already was like, she pulled up on me, I'm rolling up. I'm like 12. She pulled up on me, rolling up. And it was like,
wow.
It wasn't really nothing. Like, she tried, but it wasn't nothing she could really do.
So you go from being a juvenile, catching juvenile cases, now you're an adult. What was your first adult case you caught?
My first adult case was a gun case.
Damn. How many gun cases you caught altogether?
I probably caught like 7 gun cases.
Damn.
Yeah.
And majority of them was as juvenile or majority of them was at adult?
I caught like what? Like probably like 3 of them was adult. Yeah, probably like 3 of them was adult.
All right, so your first gun case as an adult, what happened? How did you get caught with the gun?
Driving, ignorant, smoking, no license. Yeah, man. I'm driving down Germantown Avenue. And this was back when it ain't even matter if your car was registered. Like,
yeah, they ain't tripping about none of that. Come here,
they ain't
stop and frisk and all that.
Yeah, they ain't care about none of that. So I had a big war wagon, like Pontiac Parisian wagon, bombed out all the way around.
And they blissed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these gun cases, did you do any time for any of these gun cases upstate?
No, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I had Nino Tenere. That's the only lawyer I ever had. And he was, his whole thing, if anybody ever had him, his whole thing is to postpone or to play. Yeah, man, he gonna postpone, and then get a play where it's
crazy plea deal.
Yeah, crazy play. And me being ignorant, I'm just stacking up points. You don't
know that at the time?
No, I ain't know it at the time. I just know I was staying out on the street. Yeah, man.
Y'all heard that?
And even if we did know that, you still take that chance of staying out on the street because you don't know the significance of it at that time.
Yeah. Wow. So when you're taking these pleas, all these points against you, everything stacking up against you, and then ultimately you got arrested for a homicide, correct?
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. It's crazy because when I got arrested for my homicide, I was already booked for something else. So I was booked for something else, and I had a detainer. I got booked on my block. They jumped out, chased me. I got booked on my block, and then like almost a year later, they come grab me for questioning. But at least that's what the paperwork said. They like, damn, we got you for questioning, but it wasn't never. They was just like, from the rip, they went at me like, yeah, like, you did it, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't, you got the wrong one, man. You got the wrong one, and they like, all right. Yeah, they end up. Yeah, they definitely they ain't play. They charge.
Was that your first time being arrested for that type of charge, murder charge?
Yeah. I had an aggravated assault on a cop. Me and a highway patrol boy got into a tussle.
Okay.
He said anyway. He tried to go in my pants. I'm like, bro, like what you doing? Like he tried to go in my kicks.
Yeah.
Like, bro, no, like we ain't doing that. Like, we not doing that.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
got into a little tussle.
So now a lot of times people don't really understand these situations where as though you get brought in for questioning for a homicide. Yeah. And this question, and when you get questioned for a homicide, this initial interview can make or break a lot of help you. I mean, it can hurt you or it can help you out a lot. More so, everybody don't know, like regardless whether you innocent or guilty, you shouldn't say nothing.
Dang, with my lawyer, that's it.
Yeah.
You say anything, that's like with my lawyer. Like
and you was already programming as such as, a young adult to know, like, you know what I mean, like that you not to speak to them. So when they told you that you was charged with the homicide, meaning that basically we gonna move forward with charging you, what was going through your mind?
Initially, I'm like, all right, my first instinct, they trying to kill me. That was I guarantee, like that's my initial instinct. And I went back. They kept me down at 8th and Reese. When I went back, I went straight. I just started going to the law library from the rip. Even then the county, the county law library trash.
Super trash.
Ain't nothing but a computer, one computer, maybe two.
About 8 books.
8 books that's ripped and tore apart. But from my mom, that was my mind state from the rip, like, cause I'm, same mind state from the street. I'm not letting nobody take nothing from me. I'm not letting nobody do nothing for me without me doing nothing.
Wow. And what year was this?
This was 2009.
2009.
Bro.
So the county, describe the county at that time, 2009.
Yeah, that's because I was in the F. I was in the F, then they kicked me out the F and sent me to PIC. So, that's all right, locked in. Locked in.
Was it real radical at then? Like a lot of stabbings, a lot of fights in there, 2009?
Free falls. Like we come out. Before everybody could get in the shower, it's going right back then.
Dang.
Like before everybody get in the shower. If you ain't in that first couple groups,
you ain't gonna make no shower.
You ain't gonna make no shower.
You ever got stabbed in jail?
Nah.
Now, in jail, as we know, like